Hey all, thanks for joining me today. In this video, we're reviewing the Neo Blade Creator Combo by Hozo Designs. They sent this over me to review and with thoughts and opinions of my own. And if you want to think about buying it yourself, check out the links in the description. It helps the channel a lot and it costs you nothing. Now let's see what you get in the box. Now Hozo Designs graciously sent this over to me, and as you can see, this is the Creator Combo. So this is like the mid-tier one. There's a low one without this charging dock, and this is the turbo dock, which is going to allow you to not only charge your Neo Blade but charge an additional battery as well for backup, so you can quick swap and change as you go, which is great to see. Nothing else. Now here's the actual blade itself, and I have been dying to try this out. Box is great. It feels great. It's good quality. It's highly built. As you can see, it comes with the Neo Blade itself, the end cap and the screwdriver, some extra blades, and a USB-C cable. But yeah, let's open it up and actually see what's in this Creator Combo. Now, opening up the turbo dock, yeah, we're gonna open up and see what's inside it. Now, I always use a scalpel when I'm using models and designing things and cutting away bits and pieces. And this is a supersonic high frequency 40 hertz supersonic blade, so this will cut like a hot knife through butter depending on what material it is. So you can see it comes with a spare battery, USB-C cable, and the charging dock itself. Build quality is really good. I'm testing out now first time, seeing how it fits, and it works as a charging dock should do. There are some links on their website to show you which power supply to use. Please check that out and see which works best for you. Now, opening their Neo Blade, like I said, I could not wait to do it, and it is packaged super well. In here are the spare blades, and these blades aren't just spares. Depending on what you're cutting, what material, and what you want to do, whether that's carving, shaping, going in straight lines, trimming, different blades will suit different purposes, and there is instructions as you'll see later on. And it comes with a spare screw when changing the blade, which is also great to see. And it comes with a high quality USB-C cable, which is also great to see. There's two now. And yeah, this is a fine quality, no complaints, no issues, and that's it. Now let's get onto the beast itself. Before we get onto that, let's look at the instructions. Always look at the instructions, and you can see it highlights which each part has and what it does. It also shows you how to lock it, turn it on, and put it in child lock mode, i.e. the mode that doesn't allow for just easy use. It shows you how to charge it, because you can not only can you charge it with the dock, you can charge it with a USB-C cable provided and plug it straight into the Neo Blade. There's also extra attachments like the blade changing attachment, which I haven't got here, but you can check it out on the website as well. And there's a little QR code as well for the digital thing. Now this feels great. It's sturdy, it's weighty, the ergonomics are perfect almost. It feels great, and as you see, there's the little screwdriver attachment which allows you to change the blades, and it's got a satisfying magnetic sort of chin clip, I don't know, whatever you want to call it. And here's the other battery it comes with, and you can see it's a 40-watt battery, same as the other one. And you saw the USB charging dock at the top. And here we go. Here is the blade itself. It looks crisp, clean, and beautiful. Like I said, this feels sturdy. This feels like a product that you want to hold in your hand. It feels great. The ergonomics, like I said, are almost perfect. It's a little big, and I got big hands, but don't get me wrong, it's different, depends on how you hold it. Here's just me testing and seeing where it is and how it turns on. As you can see, turning it to the left counterclockwise turns it off, and there's two little lights up there. There's one with a blade symbol and a battery. The one on the right from your screen is the battery indicator, and it would show different colors depending on how much charge is left. And the right one shows you when the blade is in use and when it's ready to get into supersonic cutting mode. Talking of which, let's see how we charge it. Now, depending on the power supply you are using, it will charge faster or slower. If you have a high wattage power charger, so like an Anchor, like I said, go to the website, there will be lists there to show you the best one. It can charge in 30 minutes. I am using one of their recommended ones. I am using one of the Anchor older model ones, to about plugs itself actually, and it charged fully in about 45 minutes or so, just over that, which is great. And if you've got higher power ones, like I said, read the instructions on the website, it will charge quicker. Also, you can charge battery. You can charge the Neo Blade with its battery without having to take it apart. It's got two little magnetic dots there, as you can see. You pop it into the machine, the charging dock, and yeah, it charges. I turned the light off so you can see it better. As you can see, it shows its current status, and obviously as it's charging, the dots go up, which is really good to have. So not only can you charge the spare battery, you can charge the dock while you're not using it and waiting to use it, sorry, which is a really useful thing. And and the magnets are strong enough that they hold in place, but not so strong that it takes a lot of force to pull it out of the dock, which is a really good feature to have. I'm really so fascinated about this screwdriver. It's such a great inclusion to have it inbuilt into the handle, with a lid, so the cover. So when you want to change your ends and your blades, it's just all in one place. And there you go, there's that another satisfying click again. I'm just messing about at this point. Let's actually get onto the cutting. Now, all of this is well and good, but it doesn't matter if it doesn't cut well. So I'm using cardboard, foam, PETG PLA, matte PLA, silk PLA, and PLA plus. So these are the things I commonly cut using a scalpel, scissors, or whatever it may be. And a lot of modeling crafts and cosplayers will probably use the similar thing. Now this blade has different modes. If you just press the button or hold the button, it will go into cutting mode, which is great. If you're cutting, and like I said, I am not changing the blade during the cutting. I'm using the blade that comes with it, and this is like the standard blade. I probably should have changed it depending on the different materials and the way I was cutting things, as you'll see later in the video, but I decided to keep the same standard blade, not only so I don't waste the blade, what I've got, but to also see how the bog standard one works. So there we go. It's got a little light as well, which is great, a little torch, so you can see it in the dark area and really got up close to what you're cutting. And there's vents there to obviously cool down the mechanism inside, so be careful when covering it with your hand. But yeah, if you slide it down and you see that yellow sort of tab, that is continuous cutting mode, and that allows it to adjust how much frequency or how powerful it cuts depending on the material that it's cutting, which is such an ingenious bit of kitting technology, which I can't believe it knows how to do that. Now, as you can see, you can see the smoke there. So as I'm cutting cardboard, it's moving so fast and so many times per second that it's actually causing a bit of friction and causing a bit of smoke to appear. It's not setting things on fire, but do wear masks or ventilate your area if you are planning on cutting materials that emit toxic fumes. And as you can see there, it's cutting it. It leaves a little burn mark, but it's cutting a solid bit of cardboard. This isn't your average cardboard. In a minute you'll see the actual measurement. And let's take out the Neo ruler to actually check it out. As you can see, it's 5.2 millimeters, 5.1 millimeters thick, half a centimeter. So it's quite a chunky bit of material. And like I said, you can see what it's done there when it's in the cutting mode, and 5.5 in some bits. The foam itself, like I said, this is soft foam. It's about 1. You can see it. You can see the screen. It's 14 millimeters thick, about a centimeter. Like I said, cutting foam is great. Cutting plastic is great, but you know, this is a blade. It's a sharp blade as it is. Now, this isn't on, and it cuts fine. Even without being on, it cuts well. It cuts foam just like any other blade will, and I haven't got many issues with it. Actually, I've got no issues with it. And I've realized the way I'm holding it, I'm doing it for the camera. If I was holding it, I'll be holding it more on a pencil grip. But if I did that, you wouldn't see the blade action itself. You just see the back of my hand, which is still off. Now, put it in the continuous cutting mode, and I've got to turn it off, or turn it on, sorry. You'll see that the difference, honestly, I'm not putting any pressure. It is cutting like a hot knife through butter, like a still burning volcanic knife through butter. And it is so simple. And the difference is, and I guess the reason why it's useful in this case, is because you get cleaner cuts. There's less pressure. If you've got a really delicate item and you don't want to put too much force, or you're really trying to get those fine cuts without leaving residue or having jagged lines, this is when it comes into play. Now, in my use case, I got into in regards to making models and cosplay and other props. So we're going to try the different types of PLA that I commonly use and most people commonly use, and see how it cuts against it. So we're going to measure. So the thickness should be the same on all of them, 4.3 at the base and about 2 at the top, and the base that it's on is about 2.1. So we've got a standard measurement across the board. So when I'm cutting, I do want to see how it reacts to the different materials that you will be cutting. And as it is plastic, and as you saw with the cardboard, it does vibrate super fast, and vibration causes heat, and heat can cause temperature and so forth, which means things will start melting. And depending on how you're cutting and what you want the results to be, that may be a good thing or a bad thing, but we're about to find out in a second. Now, when I'm cutting, like I said, I know that I should be holding it more ergonomically. That is probably my fault when you see some of the mistakes with this bit, but it's not the actual device, it's more about what's involved. I do enjoy it. Like, I've had it for over 2 weeks now, and I use it regularly. It depends on what its need case is, and I think that's the main thing. As you can see in this video, it cuts well, it cuts fast, it does what it's meant to do. It's a super sharp blade that gets even sharper and cuts better when in supersonic mode. But I did notice when cutting PETG, as you can see, it heated it up, and I don't know if that's because I left it too long in one place, which I know I did, and it leaves, it melts the plastic and it leaves a bit of residue. I would say do not touch the blade soon after cutting. It will be slightly warm, and just be careful, it's a sharp blade. Try not to use your hands, you be more safe. But yeah, I would say depending on the material cutting, test it out on a little sample piece to see what it leaves at the end. The clean was cut, but because it heated up, that heated plastic melted and it didn't stay straight, which I don't know if it's a good or a bad thing. In this case, me showing you, it was fine. I'm going to now put it in holding mode, so not continuous, and it cuts so well. I couldn't cut this with a normal scalpel. I couldn't cut it with a normal blade. Being able to cut PETG at such a fine degree is unique to this device, and it's exactly what I wanted to do. And so yeah, going back to about how it works, this device will be for most people. If you use a scalpel, if you use tools that cut, sharpen, whether it's wood, with thin bits of wood, cardboard, foam, plastic, this is the sort of tool that you want to use. This isn't going to be for everybody. If you're just looking for a sharp knife, you can buy a sharp knife, you can buy a sharp scalpel. But if you want a tool that's a bit more versatile, like I said, check the links in the description, have a look. It doesn't cost you a thing, just to let them know that I sent you, but it may be worth considering. Like I said, I'm glad. I would buy this myself. Obviously they sent it over to me for free, but I would buy this myself because this is something I do use regularly, and the different use cases that I have, especially when it comes to cosplaying, I need something which is a bit more flexible and not just a sharp blade. In that top video, for a moment, where I'm cutting the matte blue PLA, battery started dying. Now in this video, I haven't fully charged it. This is the first time I'm using it, obviously depending on how I'm editing the video. So the battery died after about, let's say, about half an hour, and that was it on, I think, 30% of its full charge. On a full charge, depending on how you're using it and what mode you're using it, you can probably get an hour to maybe 3 hours, even longer. I said, if you know, I don't expect anyone to be using this continuously, sorry, for 3 hours. Sporadic bits in use, it will last well. Over the course of 2 weeks, I probably charged it twice, maybe 3 times, and that's because I was using it quite heavily, especially at the beginning. I was using it for every single piece, even bits that probably didn't need to be cut. I could have just done it with my hands, but it is really good for cleaning up support material, and I didn't film it. I thought I had the camera running when I did all of that. I never, so hence why I'm showing you these sort of sample prints at different thicknesses, and as you can see in all different parts, it cuts well. It's consistently cutting in all the materials, and as you can see, that orange PETG one, I did that first. As I've learned, I'm moving my hand faster, I'm being more precise with my cuts. It's not leaving that sticky residue as bad as it was in the PETG. That might have just been because of PETG, or it could have just been that I've learned after experience and know how to cut better after using this for the first time. And I think the best version that came out was the silk PLA and the matte PLA, as those ones were done after the other two, sort of. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Point being is this cuts well, and that's what you want. If you're going to buy a tool for cutting, it needs to cut well, and it does it. So I've got no complaints on that. I think a skill issue is your skill issue, whether you're using a normal blade or the Neo blade. This is still a great tool, and as you can see there, I did the same cuts on all the materials, and it got progressively better. So as you can see with the pink one, I think this came out best. I think because silk is a lower temperature material, it done well. The foam, I'm messing about again. As I'm doing this, you'll see me, cutting through. But my final thoughts are, this is a tool worth getting. definitely worth checking out. Like I said, this isn't gonna be for everybody. This isn't gonna be for your box standard users. Like I said, it's not cheap, but it's not that expensive for what it does. This is an incredible device, and I've got no complaints. The only thing I would change is I would probably want it a bit thinner, and I don't know if that is possible, just because if you hold it in the pencil grip, great. If you're trying to hold it like a knife or a long blade, it is weighted heavily in the middle. It's perfectly balanced in terms of being in the middle, but a lot of the weight, as you can tell, will be in the middle. So depending on how straight's not the one word, how rigid or flexible your arms are and you're not shaking too much, it's a great tool. But if you're trying to get really tiny thin cuts, its weight may be an issue. You may want to go for a small knife, and you never know, they may bring out a smaller version with a smaller battery which doesn't last as long, which might be useful as well. As you can see here, I'm changing the blade. This is how you do it. Hey all, now this is future me. I properly wanted to show you how to change the blade on the Neo blade. Now, there is a magnetic slot to take the blade off safely. You unscrew the screw. You don't have to screw it to the point where it comes off, just enough till the blade is loose, a few turns and that's it. And you place the blade on that magnetic holder and it safely allows you to remove the old blade without having to touch it and potentially hurt yourself. When you add the new blade, you can see there's a little magnetic spring bit. You pop it in there, you slide it into the slot. You don't push it too deep, not too little. It will naturally rest on where it needs to go, and you tighten it. As simple as that. They don't have to over tighten it, just enough so the blade stays in place. Make sure it's straight, and that is simple as that. And I wish all companies thought of a great way to change things like that. With that being said and done, I will let you catch on to past me, and I'll let you watch the rest of the video. See you in a moment. Yeah, I'm so glad. Thank you for sticking around for the video. This has been an absolute pleasure. I'm so glad Hozo Designs sent this over for me to review. Like I said, check the links in the description below. It won't cost you a single thing, but it really helps the channel grow, and lets Hozo Design know that you're watching my stuff and you're going over to them. There are extra stuff you can check out from them, like I said, the Neo ruler, the sanding set, and the blade. But yeah, you have a look and let me know what you think. And if you do get this, let me know how you used it and what you thought of it, because I really do enjoy it. I really like it. I like what it does and how it feels, and I've got no complaints. But each to their own, depending on what you're using it for and what your use case may be, you may think different. But yeah, I'm really impressed. It feels good, feels great. This will definitely be in my daily arsenal of tools to use. So yeah, Hozo, thank you for sending this over, and most importantly, thank each and every one of you for watching. It's been a pleasure entertaining, showcasing, and letting you know what tech in the creator space is worth your money. And I want to say one more thing. If you are interested in joining Mr. Cowboy Points and the other things, check the links in the description. Let Hozo Design let you know I sent you, and thank you so much for watching. I will catch you on the next video. Let's go.